To all you TikTok dancers out there, entrepreneurs, influencers, investors, politics, thought leaders, mentors, coaches, scrollers, 9 to 5, millionaires, billionaires, so far and so on. What I'm here today to talk about wealthification. Can you see it real good? Well, let me get out the way like my man Paul always tell me, man. We gonna go down this road. This is based on today trust and corporate. You know what I'm saying? The private side, public realm. Let's go with it. Okay, check this out. Just how I'm gonna break it down real simple. I'm gonna simplify this thing, that a 3-year-old can understand it. Check it out. Trust. S and L, trust. S stands for cellular. T stands for trustee. B stands for beneficiary. Right? So we got S and L trust. Could be a family or business trust. Right? So the cellular is who? You. The cellular is someone that came up with a great idea to look out for his inheritance or his ideas or whatever it may be that he want to be around after he leave this so-called planet, right? So what happened is the cellular transfer legal titles. Who he transfer legal titles to? The trustee, right? So what the trustee position is to look over what? The beneficiaries. Beneficiaries. I always mess this word up for some strange reason, but I know you understand what I'm saying. The inheritance. So what is the document? Declaration of trust. The question I ask, who issued? You. Okay, so it's like me and you sit down, you the seller, right, which is the creator, right, that created this document and granted me the power to be the trustee, right, to protect what? Your beneficial, which is your inheritance. And then inside this document is set out basic terms, stipulations and wishes and so far and so on, right? So what happens is that this trust now is already in existence just by the documents, right? That's the power the living man have to operate still under his God creative rights, unalienable rights, right? So now, that's why you had a Declaration of Independence, which was nothing but a trust for the inheritance, but which would have been what? The additional people of the land. Not what they thought they taught us about the 3/5 of a man, right? So bam. Now, back to this subject. S&L trust. This is how it works. Family holds what? Units. And I'm doing this to show you the similarity a trust have what the corporation or LLC has like a trust, but the trust is superior, right? So the family hold what? Units. Everything is what? Exchange, right? So now, if we exchanging what? It's pretty much not legal advice. It's a non-taxable event, right? Because you go back to the beginning of time, or not so much the beginning of time, but at one time when people exchanging what? Goods, services, commodities, what? Bartering. That's how people exchange. So somebody came with a better idea that it was gold, and people start putting something in the middle of us, which the intermediate. So every time something in the middle, it become what? A taxable event. Because why? It's made man subjects, right? So what happens is S&L Trust holds, or it may own some, but the living being don't want to own anything. So it may own or it may hold what? A policy. This the fundamentals to the trust. When people talking about the in-house banking, the insurance policy. Okay, so this is what happened. They own a policy that's going to be what? Not just for the debt benefit, but the leverage against it and build reserves up. Okay, so what happens is this policy protects what? Your future. So you're not worried about your third generation and so far going to be protected, because everybody that's born into this trust actually is wrapped into what? The insurance policy. We would call it the Rockefeller strategy, right? So it's a beautiful strategy. So we hear people say, well, this person was born into wealth, the Paris Hilton and so forth. But now we learned over the years, how was they born into wealth? It was born through their trusts, right? They family trust. So what else the trust holding on? Accounts. That means any type of account, bank accounts and so forth and so on. So this individual that's born into this trust, he started another trust, another company or whatever it is, he may have his own trust and own account, but the trust still own the account. So anytime these kids come into the world or whatever it may be, and they got good ideas, they can borrow back what? From the in-house bank, right? Because they got the policy, now they own these accounts, they go into the bank to use as intermediaries, not for the general public, using as a peer intermediate company. What else the trust owns and holds? Contracts. So now this trust is doing business on behalf of what? A living man. So it's distributing contracts to who they want to do business with. So when they want to do what? Build properties and they want to own properties. Now what it do? The trust actually own the land. So now this trust family have a lot of sense. So it actually may have allodial titles, right? Well, now the trust own the land. So now it's another non-taxable event because why? The trust own what? The land. So when the property is built on top of the land or the property is being acquired, whatever it is, it's trust saying that they have another trust they might own that, okay? So now we're going to move over to this side, the public side. The public side over here is going to be real interesting to most of us because we're a lot of familiar with that. And not saying people ain't familiar with this because, like I said, it's a lot of guys that's real into this stuff and really know what they're talking about. So the trust is not a secret anymore, right? It's for anybody that's a wise man, that's building wealth, that's preparing himself for the future or whatever he's structuring and putting things together because it goes back to the 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents poor performance, fellas, and, you know, guys and women and whoever out there listening and checking this out. Corporate. When you add I-O-N, it's corporation, to speak, right? So that's where you get the word I-O-N, corporation. So we gonna just leave it simple, corporate, okay? So what we got here, we got an F, well, for founder, we got P for president, and we got S for what? Shareholders, right? So the same similarity, you know what I'm saying? Because we understand that this founder could be these same people, like this person could be these same people if they want to operate as the beneficiary and all that type of stuff. That's your choice, right? So bam, Swiftway Inc., right? Could be, you know what, a corporation. So he's the founder. This is what the founder had to do. He had the state filed in what? Articles. So he filed this articles in the state, right? And in that, it elected him what? President or CEO. So what's the power? We understand the corporation have articles of corporation. The LLC, I believe, have articles of organization. I believe. Am I wrong? Correct me. Hey, deal with me when you feel like coming and talking to me, whatever it may be. But I think I'm about 99% right. I just don't keep up with certain things all the time. But I really know what I'm talking about. I really know it because I'm in it. Okay? So now, the articles of corporation and the corporation create what? Bylaws. So we understand a LLC have what? An operating agreement. We're not talking about LLC. We're talking about corporation. So who issue these type of articles? The state. State issue this. So what happens? This how they have their way of what? Regulating the public. Because why? They find subject jurisdiction over you. Why? Because they issue this thing. So when they issue this document, what else you gonna need? They gonna make you get what? An EIN number. So with an EIN number, we understand that you're dealing with different transfers. So now it's going to see everything that you're doing through different transfer from banks and so forth and so on. Not saying that on this side you need or you don't need an EIN. We just talking about this the ways that they force you to get an EIN there to properly do business, right? Banking purposes, right? So bam. So now the state issued this. So bam, what happened? It set out basic terms through what? The bylaws. It's the same thing as this. It's setting out how this operation is going to operate and what it's going to do, and it's going to do certain things. So here we go. What it have? It have to what? The president have to what? Protect the shareholders' investments for his return on his investment. Different management efforts and different things on how you going to be compensated and so forth and so on. So see how the similarity is? So now, what I want you to look at very, very closely as I scroll down here, like we're on a time, I'm going to scroll down here, right? And I know that my board is very, mediocre. I understand that for right now. It was a gift, you know what I'm saying? See, I'm trying to tell you it's a gift. You get what I'm trying? It's a gift, right. So now, we got S&L Trust. S&L Trust is invisible. Like I said, you create these documents between you and your trustee, right? You don't really have to have it record in the records office, in your county office. You don't have to have it notary you want. That's fine if you do that. But it's actually supposed to be a visible contract, right? If you're familiar with our guy, what his name was, Merciful. that did visible contracts, you'll understand this stuff so well till you will understand what a judge say. Do you understand? You just get a coast of power stand up over you. So that's why you gotta always overstand. So now, here we go. So this trust over here should be in the shadow. That's why I got it to the right, because if I have to wear my watch on the right side, I got on the left because I guess I slipped up today, because I used to tell people, why you got your watch on the right? I used to wear on the left when I was left behind, but now I'm on the right side, so I wore my watch on the right side. But anyway, so this should be over here. So now, what's over here? If you ask me, not legal advice, this should be a Delaware all Wyoming trust. So Swiftway Inc. is a Delaware anonymous corporation, okay, that could be operated for different tax purposes, tax strategies, and so forth, so on. So these gonna be some of the main concepts that is actually maybe operating. Well, a holding company for what? The whole assets, whole IP, intellectual property, whole returns on investment, whole whatever it needs to hold, is holding the assets. It may be a consult firm. So now it's consult what? Individuals or another enterprise that you control, or another business, whatever it may be. Or it may be an investment where it's contributing capital, is receiving what? A return on investment. Or it may have a debt obligation where it lends some money. Or it could be a management company where it's managing this other enterprise, individual, business model, whatever it may be. This person coming to you and saying, I want you to manage my business. Okay, so you got this beautiful corporation. And like I know a lot of guys talk more about the S Corp. It could be an S Corp. I don't know. It could be LLC, whatever you want. You gotta sit down with your right tax guys, right tax strategy, whatever the guys may be. Okay, so now we got Swiftway Trade. Don't get mad because I just put the word trade on. It could be for anything. Now Stock Trade, Swiftway Trade LLC. So now this company actually doing business in the public. This company here, Swiftway Inc., ain't supposed to be doing it. It's supposed to be a holding company. It's like a parked car sitting on the street with the stuff parked in it. Police and nobody supposed to mess with that car because it's parked. Like they say, dogs don't bark at parked cars. So this car's supposed to just be parked while this car is making the moves and doing things, answering back to what? Swiftway Inc., which it could be its holding or its consultant, investment, whatever it may be, right? For different purposes, right? Bam. So it might have another LLC. Swiftway Software that's taking care of all the software and all the services and things of that nature. So bam, now it's making money, and so far so on that's corresponding with this one, and so far so on. So then this is just what the coast is based on, all these different layers. So you look at it closer, you see optional, where it's a pass-through entity strategy. Now the IRS can regard it under certain different, stipulation that you may be operating for, you know what I'm saying? So this entity here at the bottom might be making so much money, but it's paying its tax liabilities. But this one here might be paying its tax liability to this one. And you get a Delaware, you shouldn't have no tax problem. You got the right team, professionals around that's taking care of these things for you and know what they're doing. So bam, so now the pass-through entity strategy is a great strategy because we understand the more space you create, the less you pay what? Taxes. So with all that being said, it's a beautiful breakdown from the private to the public, but I always break things down from the public side because this is where I learned it from and I understood it all the way to the private side. I start overstanding. So, sometimes people like me try to enlighten people on the way that I learned it, but if you can learn it from this side first, so far, so on, that is great. So what a legal entity is, an artificial person, a United States Code, I believe 27 from a state, trust, LLC, corporation, and so far, so on. And this is what they charge you with your all cap name. It's a legal entity. It's an all cap artificial person that you hear all the time talk about the straw man, but it's really, you consider it as a legion account. So when you're trying to get a claim, you got to make sure that you hit them with their legion. So that way it's a custodial account that they took notice of, and nobody claimed because it's abandoned property. So let's just keep this simple because I like to go all over the place sometimes. But for right now, there's another beautiful breakdown that was brought to you. J. Cage on behalf of Wealthication, private side and public side. This is the public ring that was created more in 1933. They start moving along with this thing, giving everybody birth certificates and social security numbers and so on and so forth. So they made everybody what? I ain't got to tell you the rest. Peace. Love. I'm out. Later.